This is Fire Talk Radio Podcast, and you can check us out on firetalkradio.com. You can email us at firetalknetwork@gmail.com. You can send us a voicemail at 814-380-9820. You can always check us out live on YouTube and Rumble. Hit the like and subscribe button to find out when we go live, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting and streaming platform. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Fire Talk Radio proudly brings to you episode 59. Tonight we're going to deep dive into the January 6th case that was going today. That would have been Brunson versus Adams. We're going to make fun of the debacle of the 3 days so far of the House Speaker vote. So we're going to look into that. Biden may actually make it to the border before the vice president. I think that's funny. And in general, Tennessee passed a brand new law this year, and I think it needs to become nationwide. This and more on Fire Talk Radio.
I can only count to four. I can only count to four. I can only count to four. I can only count to.
Well, just another day in the neighborhood.
That's right. Hey, Ryan, welcome back. Hope you had a good new year.
Yeah, man. I mean, last time we did it was right before Christmas, so Christmas was really good. Ended up with a lot of new gear.
Yeah. You know what I actually got for Christmas that I'm excited for? I got a Costco membership my parents bought me.
We don't have Costco in the area. When I lived in Maryland, used to go to Costco all the time. We have Sam's Club here, unfortunately, but
we have both. But
I do enjoy a good Costco. Costco, I do miss the shopping expeditions with my mom. That was fun.
It's funny because the movie Idiocracy, where everything is at Costco. Like, he got his degree from Costco. You got everything is Costco. And then you go into Costco and you're like, holy shit, they really do have everything. My Costco, I should take a picture of it, has a 50-gallon drum of Jack Daniels.
Oh, so you live in a state where they can sell alcohol at a Costco. Yeah. Pennsylvania's fucking weird like that. You can't do that here.
So I need to take a picture of this. I'm never going to buy it because I want to say it's like a few $1,000s, but
oh yeah.
But I'm just like, I kind of want to own a 50-gallon drum of Jack Daniels just to own it.
When I worked at Lowe's many, many moons ago, we knew when we were getting a shipment of whiskey barrels from the distilleries, because the minute you fucking open up the trailer, you'd smell nothing but whiskey.
Wait. I can go to Lowe's and buy Jack Daniels barrels?
You can buy the barrels. No.
I'm okay just buying the barrels.
Yeah. So actually, if you go outside in the potting, they have whiskey barrels, half-size whiskey barrels, where they cut a barrel in half.
No, and I want the full barrel.
Huh?
I want the full
No,
barrel.
they don't sell them as full barrel. They cut them in half. But when they come off the truck, you can smell the soaked in whiskey.
Yeah, that would be the what do they call that? The Devil's Cut? Because they have, and I know Jack Daniels sells Devil's Cut, and I don't know how they get it, but in whiskey making, they have the stuff that soaks into the wood that they can't get out, called the Devil's Cut, and then the stuff that gets evaporated off during the time it's in the barrel, they call the Angel's Cut.
Yeah. So when we would have to take them, because the thing is, when they came off the trucks, we have to take them right outside. So we would all volunteer to fucking take these things outside. and we play Rochambeau to whoever had to pull the pallet jack. The other two got to sit in the back with their face planted to these barrels. And I told everybody, I said, I will never pull the jack on these things because I'm the one that has to ever stock them. So therefore, I'm going to walk behind it, and I don't give a shit what anybody. That's all the rest of you. So
that barrel to me would be heaven. Like it would be like one of those guys that says, like, oh, I could live inside, a girl's vagina. I just love being down there. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Eventually you got to come out, but
right.
Or you're doing something wrong if you're down there for that long. But a Jack Daniels barrel, because I love the smell of Jack Daniels. I love my Jack. And yeah, I could be like, okay, this is my new cologne. This is my new aroma. I want my house to smell like Jack Daniels. I guess that wouldn't be hard to do. Just buy a bottle and start spritzing it everywhere.
I don't know. I what if they have a Jack Daniels scent?
I guarantee if I Google right now or go on Amazon, I can find like a Jack Daniels incense or Jack Daniels
probably
candle or something.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. So yeah, New Year happened. It's gonna go weird this year, I think, because we're starting off on the right fucking track. Let's talk about the debacle of Speaker of the House.
Check your microphone.
Yep, there we go. I bumped the cable and it got a little bit loose. So let's talk about
cable.
I hope not. The Speaker of the House, yes, is a very important thing and should never be rushed, but it seems to, like every other time, it has been rushed.
$374 you can buy a full Jack Daniels whiskey barrel.
Nice.
Amazon.
Sorry,
I got distracted. I was thinking about whiskey.
Jason's looking up at Amazon for fucking while doing the show. This is fantastic.
So here's the thing. The Speaker of the House, remember, they're third in line to the presidency.
Correct.
Not saying that anyone wants anything happen to the president or vice president, but like, what was that movie where they blew up the White House? Aliens, Independence Day.
Independence Day, yes.
So if something like that, an alien comes down and blows up the White House with the president and vice president inside, whoever is Speaker of the House, which would have been Nancy Pelosi for a really fucking long time, would have been the leader.
Correct.
That's not a decision that they should be making quickly. And the problem is they do that every time that they have a vote.
So I've been hanging out in Shipwrecks podcast, Shipwreck shows live stream during the day because we were doing this. And it has been, so the last time it has gone past one vote was the 1923-1924 change session of Congress. It went to 9 votes before they actually came to an agreement. Whoever had the highest is the speaker. It wasn't by a majority. It was they picked so many goddamn people. We're just going to go with whoever got the highest.
Okay.
And it was a one-off. It was only a one-time thing, so it didn't carry over if this ever were to happen again.
Right, it didn't become precedent.
So who would have thought that this would have fucking happened 100 years later?
2023, holy shit. Yeah. 100 years later.
Because we were talking about that, they're like, oh yeah, like what happened? I was like, well, yeah, after that Congress got sworn in, all those people had to deal with the World War II and the Great Depression and Prohibition. Because I was like, what was going on during that time that where everyone was just like not one? I was like, Prohibition was it? Everyone was fucking sober.
1923 was that Prohibition? Because that was during the Roaring 20s, right after the end of World War One.
Yeah, I think Prohibition, I believe, started mid 20s.
Yeah, I know. I think
and
it was
on
mid 20s, but I'm looking up when. Was
but I mean, it would have fallen in that fucking time frame.
It was. It went into effect on January 17th, 1920.
So they were fucking. They were fucking not drunk.
No, that was it. They were stone sober, and they're like, "Wait a minute,
we're
like,
thinking too hard."
Yeah, we're thinking too hard, and like, or they're going, "Wait a minute, I only like this person when I'm drunk." Like Nancy Pelosi, you have to be drunk to like her.
Oh no, there were some zingers during this one, and like fucking I think it was Laura Boebert, your girl from Colorado.
Yeah,
fucking called out all the Democrats and their alcoholism. Matt Gaetz called out Donald Trump as a nomination. I was like, heads are about to pop on the left. I was like, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah. Okay. So the funny thing is we talk about, okay, first off, I don't want to see McCarthy be the Speaker of the House.
I'm not for McCarthy at all because hold on, I have his full scoreboard here. Thank God.
Okay, so while you're bringing up the scoreboard, here's my thing, okay? McCarthy is a California Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Which means if you're in California and you're Republican, basically you're used to bending over backwards and taking it up the rear end to appease the Democrats. That's everything that he's done. That's how I see him, as bending over for the Democrats. Now, with all of this, they're not voting for him. Like, the people aren't voting for him because they're saying, if we're going to vote for you, there's a few things we need. One of them is we want you to push for term limits.
Oh, here was a thing that got leaked. Anna Pauline Luna, she was one of the ones that flipped. She was one of the 20. So this is a few things that got leaked out for an agreement to vote for McCarthy. So the Jefferson motion to vacate the chair. This allows one single person the motion to remove the speaker if goes back on the road on policy or agenda. So it's a no confidence vote.
Yeah.
They're doing a church style committee that allows us to look at weaponizing organizations like the FBI against the American. So they're going to look at the alphabet mafia basically and see how they're actually tending to the United States, the citizens.
The next two are really important. And
term limits for the House and Senate members. Absolutely. If that is on it, yes, I can understand why that deal was made because everybody's been asking for term limits because you don't want someone like Nancy Pelosi who's been there for 60 years.
And how long is over the course of her whole time has she been the speaker? She's been the speaker a few times.
Yes, I believe she was speaker during Obama's.
Yeah.
For a while there before Paul Ryan took over. And then when Trump became, then Nancy Pelosi took over again when the House flipped. So, so she's been there for a while.
She was speaker from 2007 to 2011 and then again 2019 to 2023.
Yeah. So the single subject bills. This is going to get rid of those omnibus bills.
and
The
pork
ones that are
barrels,
just
stuff like
filled
that.
with fluff and pet projects.
Right. So you can say, you know what? I want to have a bill to give vets more medical treatments. And we're going to also tack on $100 billion to this other country.
Yeah. Or we're gonna put like $400 million in here to build Nancy Pelosi a federal building.
Right. You know, that if they vote, and they should be, they have to vote not on a bill. And that's the thing. When you see the Democrats have really weaponized these omnibus bills because there's like a bill that at face value on the single vote would have probably passed everybody.
Absolutely.
But then they throw in so much bullshit in there that you have to go, no, I can't pass this. I can't vote for this because even though I agree with this part of it, the main thing, I don't agree with anything else you put in. And then the Democrats jump in and go, such and such didn't want you to be able to breathe fresh air.
Yeah. That's been that way, like with a lot of bills. They're like, oh yeah, all these Republicans didn't want this, blah blah blah. Well, yeah, did you read the whole fucking bill? Because they didn't agree with everything,
right?
So then they have
so much bullshit in there.
And then they have a Texas border plan, which is nice. So that means I'm gonna try to fucking resolve that bullshit. Hopefully, a budget that stops an increase in the debt ceiling. So they're gonna fucking try to
accountable.
Yeah, they're gonna try to fucking reel in all these spending bills.
So the thing is, our Senate, God, for almost my entire life, I swear every Senate has raised the debt ceiling. Because
every
they
Senate
have to.
They have
to. If they don't, then we default on our debt.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
But think about that in your household. That's like you going to your wife and going, okay, honey, we are maxed out on all of our credit cards. So what I propose is rather than paying down some of these credit cards because we're maxed out, let's get another credit card for the same amount as all of these put together. That way we have more money.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
And then they're talking about ending the funding and all COVID mandates and funding. That needed to stop forever ago. And then 72 hours to read a bill.
Even that one I think is too short. 72 hours because they're giving, what was the last omnibus bill? What was it? Like 6,000 pages or
4,000 pages,
4,000
and they got it in the middle of the night. They literally only had hours. They didn't have days. They had hours before they had to go vote.
Right. So even with a whole staff to read through and give you summaries of a 4,000 page bill, 72 hours isn't enough to read.
Rand Paul, when he got it, he goes, I just got this, and I have a full team going through sections of it, and we have no idea what's in this thing.
Really, what they need is 30 days. 30 days to read a bill before they can pass it. In my opinion.
Think they shouldn't fucking make a bill that's 4,000 pages long.
No. Do you know how long the Constitution is?
Not 6. That long.
6.
Yeah.
I think it's 6. I'm going to look that up before somebody calls me out on
it. All right. Then while you're doing that, we're going to rewind time of Mr. Kevin McCarthy and his little scoreboard. So by the Liberty score of the Conservative Review,
4. The original Constitution was written in hand on 4 pages.
Front and back?
It just says 4 pages of parchment. So,
so it's probably just front.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Today's
So
standard pocket constitution is 17 pages. Pocket constitution.
that's a pocket, though. I mean, that's back then when you had to have the Constitution on you, so you knew what your rights were. They didn't go to school and get it like beat it into their head.
Well, they actually, I think more people should carry the pocket constitution with them. So,
yeah. So right now, McCarthy is 54% conservative, 46% liberal, based on his
Like,
voting
voting
stature,
record.
his voting record, and everything. So, so he's the massive spending bill to raise the debt ceiling, passed a 1.3 trillion omnibus bill. That was back in 18. Passed amnesty and citizenship back in 2018 for 1.8 million illegal immigrants, which I'm not too fucking thrilled about that. $900 billion on farm bill with socialist policies. Yeah, that should have never happened. Surrender on the border wall, empower drug cartels and human traffickers.
Yeah. So, McCarthy this is my question. How did McCarthy become the front runner for the speaker? Like, I know we had Boehner before, and Boehner was basically just a figurehead. I mean, the guy was like mush.
So I guess there was a deal made years ago with Paul Ryan, because I guess McCarthy was supposed to get it back then, but gave his power to Paul Ryan instead. Why? I'm still trying to figure that out. There's like a Georgia peach deal or something like that. I got to figure that out still. So if you know, please email the show, firetalknetwork@gmail.com. Tell me, enlighten me. Because I'm still baffled on how that actually fucking worked. So then he's got a handful of bullshit going on. So he made illegal. He wanted to make illegal aliens indentured servants and then give them amnesty. How is
Make them indentured servants? So you work for us for a number of years, and maybe we'll give you amnesty that we won't send you home.
I don't know how anybody's okay with that.
Right.
That's not okay. That's a form of slavery. If you haven't figured that out, why it's not okay. Because we're the Republican Party. We're actually the anti-slavery party. Why are we doing that? Cal passed a $19 billion spending bill without funding a border crisis. Reauthorized the violence against women with gun control, and added transgender add-ons. I'm sorry that none of this mandated universal background. Fine, great, have the backgrounds. No one cares if you're a law-abiding citizen. You're going to do the background. That's the thing is, anyone that wants to commit a crime with a gun isn't going to go take the time to go through a fucking background.
The thing with the background isn't just the background itself. I've had myself, I this year alone, I think I've had my fingerprints 4 times for different positions. I've had, teaching, coaching, CPL,
Sure.
all of that. So like a background on me, I can care less. They've got my fingerprints and thumbprints everywhere. But to own a gun, I don't think that's right, because my son, so I'd say about all but like 2 of my firearms were gifted to me growing up. If you go with the background check or the, straw purchase, all that stuff, or what they call the gun show loophole, which doesn't really exist, that makes it so difficult for people to purchase guns for their spouse, their family, and when they do the background checks, they tie your name to a particular firearm. Well, again, all but like 2 of them are not tied to my name because they weren't purchased by me. One has actually been in my family for like 4 generations now. 3 generations. There's no well, there's probably a serial number on it, but the serial number is like 2.
Sure. Yeah, it's so fucking old.
But I'm passing it down to my son. Getting a background check for a CPL, getting a background check for, like purchasing, a handgun, the 3-day, okay, let's run your name through NCSC or lean or something like that. Okay. I don't like it, but not every gun. And then on top of that, when you start getting these little wiggle rooms that we give, so that's the problem that I have with gun control legislation, is the left wants to say, well, when are you willing to compromise? When are you we fucking compromised with you. The compromise means you have to give something back. All you want is us to incrementally, very little at a time, give up more and more and more.
Like Whoopi said, I don't care about your guns. I want your AR-15. The thing is,
that's a fucking gun.
It's a gun. I mean, you can do more damage with some of the rifles and shotguns than you can with an AR-15. It's
on a
just
shop for shop.
It just looks. They're like, oh, because it looks like a military. It's like, it was rejected by the AR-15 was rejected by the United States military. They took that and modified it and made the M16 out of it.
Right.
But they had to modify the shit out of that gun.
Right. And that's the thing. So, and that's the problem with most of these Democrats, especially the ones voting on bills or talking heads on TV, is none of them actually have owned or fired or anything like that. If I could find a really funny clip, oh my God, there's a really stupid guy that said something about, okay, now I'm going to turn this into full semi-automatic. What the fuck is full semi-automatic? Semi-automatic means one pull, one shot.
Yes.
Full means one pull and the thing shoots until it runs out.
Well, there was a New Jersey senator that was talking about gun control, and he said, I could turn my handgun into fully automatic, and then a clip to a cop. He goes, where the fuck is the button on this for me to do that?
Right.
I was like,
I mean, any firearm, any semi-automatic, yeah, there's always been that, well, you file down certain parts so that it doesn't catch and all of this, and you can turn. That's all illegal. If you modify a firearm,
that's illegal. A modification that you're not. Yeah, therefore you are breaking the rules.
Right.
But the one thing about the Glock that they like the most is because you can use it in the water. That is, it can be used when wet.
Well, most self-contained firearms you can do that.
Yeah.
Let me find.
But his scoreboard is back to Kevin McCarthy. His scoreboard is not the most prestigious thing I would want from a Republican House Speaker. They're supposed. Actually, probably most likely by the time we are done with the show tonight, C-SPAN should bring them back in. Kevin McCarthy was talking about doing the vote tonight, which would be kind of weird since
it's a Friday night.
It's Friday night.
Yeah.
They were trying to get the vote done today so they didn't have to come back. But
so when we're talking about guns and them, you know, Kevin McCarthy and all that, listen to this guy from TikTok. This is how stupid fucking liberals are.
So I think guns are stupid. You know, some of my buddies are like, actually, if everyone had a gun, we wouldn't have these mass shootings anymore. Because then anytime one happened, you could just pull your gun out and shoot the shooter, end of story. Like, okay, let me run this scenario by you. You're at the mall. You're at your local Foot Locker, picking yourself up a new pair of Nike kicks. Mall shooting goes down. You run, you duck behind the counter, you pull out your pistol, and you think to yourself, oh, that son of a bitch. He came to the wrong mall. Now, here's the problem. First guy to come around that corner with a gun out, you're not waiting to figure out whether he's a friendly or the shooter. So you shoot him. Now, somebody just saw you shoot him. They have now identified you as the shooter. Now, they start shooting at you. This sets off a chain reaction of shootings throughout the mall, turning that place into one giant Call of Duty death match where you're going to have one guy come crawling out of there at the end like, Jesus Christ, really made it out of there alive. Thank God I had my gun, though.
My brain is gonna explode trying to deconstruct that.
Oh no, I've already deconstructed it. So God damn it. So what he is saying in generally is okay.
Keep going. I go.
I'm good. I'm trying to piece this together in my head. Hold on. So he is saying, okay, ooh, mass shooter in the mall. They don't know who it is. You pull out your gun. You see another person with a gun, so you shoot him, thinking that's the mass shooter, but it's not the mass shooter. Now someone's going to think you're the mass shooter. So people are just going to start shooting at
randomly shooting other people. Like, that's how stupid he thinks people fucking are, is that without laws, people have no common sense to go, hey, you know who the mass shooter is? That guy that's shooting people.
Right? Shoot the guy who is shooting bullets. You shoot at that guy.
It's like, honestly, that's how fucking stupid liberals are. Is that they come up with these. Oh, by the way, this came out before the guy in Indiana stopped a mass shooting at a mall.
Yeah, I will. Again, I have given that guy, I don't know how much props.
With a pistol and
out a hell of a distance.
Yeah, his whole scenario played out like weeks later, and he was wrong. And the thing is Indiana became a constitutional carry state, so everybody was able to carry. And you know what? That didn't fucking happen. You know why? Because people are smart enough to go, I'm not just going to start randomly shooting people that I think are bad because I heard gunshots. Right. You're going to hear the gunshots if you're going to run towards it. Most people wouldn't, even if you have a gun. But you're going to hear the gunshot. You're going to figure out where the gunshot is coming from, take a beat on that person that is actually shooting and take them out. You're not just going to go, hey, there's another guy with a gun, I'm going to shoot him.
Isn't that not how it works?
They're so fucking stupid. These are the same people that think if they see a person with a CPL and your shirt lifts up that you're brandishing a firearm.
Oh, okay. Is that not how that works, I guess? I don't know. All right.
Please tell me you're joking.
I'm absolutely joking.
Okay.
So
I couldn't tell.
Let's swing this back into Mr. McCarthy here. So I should I gotta find the actual. All right, house score.
Do I need to play the Jeopardy music?
No, it's not. So I'm good, but thank you though. So Kevin McCarthy has lost now 12 votes.
Lost 12 votes, like less votes than from the first vote.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So, actually, I think.
Oh, my God. At this rate, the Democrats might get speaker.
No. So, the minimum to win is 218. The maximum the Democrats have is 212.
Okay.
Unless
some Republicans flip.
Flip to Democrat, that is the only way Jeffries will actually win Speaker of the House.
Or we go back to 1923 and just go with who has the most.
If that happens, then Jeffries could win because Jeffries has beaten him almost every time, except for the 11th and 12th votes. So by the 12th or the 11th on the 12th ballot, the 12th ballot, 14 flips. Representative Bishop, Brasheed, Cloud, Clyde, Donalds, Pauline Luna, Miller, Norman, Perry, Roy, Self, Sparta, Gosar, and Ogles. All were part of that Freedom Caucus with Matt Gaetz, Lori Boebert, and a few others. All decided to say, fuck it.
Boebert lost her seat.
She lost her committee.
Oh, I thought she lost in the November election.
If she lost in November election, she is still part of the original 117th, but I think she's still there.
Okay.
Because the 118th has not been sworn in yet.
Ah, okay.
So they can't swear in the 118th Congress until they have a new House Speaker, which at this rate be Monday. And I mean that sincerely. So the way this has been going, it has been entertaining.
No, she did win. According to New York Times, December 12th, defeated Adam Finch in Colorado's. Okay. Okay, she's there. My bad.
No, then she's there. Great, cool.
My girlfriend's still there. Yay. Well, she's right behind Tulsi Gabbard.
I'll give you that one. Because if you said Marjorie Taylor Greene, we were going to have a conversation after the show of your non-taste, because that's a butterface.
No.
I have lost all respect for MGT for the fact that she, in my opinion, and a few others that I've spoken with, she used the issue with the 2020 issue and on to get her seat. Yeah. Then after she got it, she stopped talking about it.
Yep.
After she was put in, that was it. I think she's been bought and sold by the deep state.
Yep.
That's my opinion. I could care less if she comes and goes and whatever, but I have a feeling she made a deal with Kevin McCarthy to get her seats back on committees, because she was, if you remember, under Nancy Pelosi's rules, she was taken off of every fucking committee that she was ever a part of.
But Lauren Boebert, man, she's so cute, even with or without glasses. It doesn't matter. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh.
I mean, she's no Tulsi Gabbard, but she doesn't have that line going down her hair. If she did,
Tulsi Gabbard, though, she's I wish she would go back to the House. I wish she would become a House rep again.
not in. She won't get it in Hawaii, though.
No, she won't get Hawaii. She'll get it. She'll have to get it somewhere else. But
Yeah.
Trying to find each vote count, but no one. But Kevin McCarthy, I don't think has. He'll probably get the votes, and I'm not happy about it.
I can't see them getting anybody else in there. Maybe Donald Trump.
So the alternatives that were elected, that were nominated, you had Jim Jordan, who
I would love to see that.
who said flat out he didn't want it. So they moved on to Byron Donalds out of Florida.
I'm not familiar with him.
I wasn't either, so I pulled his card. I realized who he was now. He's a sophomore in the House. He's fairly very new. He's got a strong track record, and the fact that he doesn't follow the establishment so far makes me think that he would be a way better candidate than Kevin McCarthy, because he's kind of that person that's not gonna sit there and be like, oh, because they did an interview with him after. He goes, are you worried about repercussions for being nominated? He goes, I'm 6'2", 235 pounds. Do you think I worry about repercussions? I was like, if you can hold yourself up like that, fuck yeah, do it. I hope you get it. And then Kevin Hurd got nominated after that. So then the party got split for a little bit. So, but Kevin McCarthy was still losing votes.
Okay.
By this time. So we had a pool going in the Shipwreck shows.
I need to join that at some point.
Just if you haven't already, please subscribe to her show. She'll be on February 3rd with us. So, her show is very entertaining because she does like afternoon shows, and then she does some evening ones. So
is she on her live shows? Is that on YouTube or
YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble?
Okay.
So she's on all three. She has way more time than she has the time I wish I had to be able to do this on a daily basis again. Oh, God damn it. My thing is that we had a pool going. She had 5. I picked 10. I was like, there's no way it'll get past 10 votes, right? Because who would have thought that we would have gone 10 votes?
Yeah.
For Speaker of the House. We're going on 14 now. So let's see what happens. So I think the last one, 13. He got to 214, actually. So he got everybody but the last six people of the Freedom Caucus. They're holding the fucking ground.
Good.
And
so the reason I say good is because McCarthy, if he does become the Speaker of the House, he needs to make good deals to get their vote. It shouldn't just be, we're going to vote for him because he made a deal 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, right.
Or he's the most senior person, or in Nancy Pelosi's case, she's the Grim Reaper and she's going to steal your soul anyway.
Oh, yeah, right.
It needs to be, listen, if you want my vote and you need my vote, you need to give us what we want. These are our demands of a speaker. We want to rein in your power.
With the ability to have a one vote, one nomination, no confidence vote, I think that is a nice additive, because that's never been on any committee whatsoever. I wish that would have been on during when Pelosi was speaker, because goddamn, I would have thought they would have fucking tried that multiple times.
So ADHD moment, sidetracked.
Sure.
You know what I'm kind of looking forward to is I want to see Jim Jordan be ahead of the Judicial Committee.
Well, that's why he doesn't want the House, the Speaker,
right, because they can't be on a committee.
Yeah, because he can't do committees, and he wants to be a part of it.
I would love to see him be not just a part, but be the head.
Well, no, yeah, because that was his agreement was if he voted was to be the head of the Judicial. He's gonna have Nadler's position, and Nadler, he's gonna fucking throw a temper tantrum. He reminds me of the Penguin from Danny DeVito when Danny DeVito was Penguin.
He used to look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Then he lost all that weight, but for some reason he didn't realize when you lose that weight, you don't hike your pants up higher. Like the guy wears pants up to his nipples.
I don't ask those questions of why he does what he does, but yeah, sure. But Nadler no longer being in charge, I think will be now. I think that's one of the big things why on that list I did at the beginning for Miss Luna was to look into the alphabet soup. Because, George's going to look into the FBI and the CIA. Because now it's now a thought that the CIA planted the evidence for the JFK. The FBI was embedded in Twitter to censor the American public because they didn't like what we were saying. And then they were just going after parents because
literally
they were
going after parents.
Yeah. So
for speaking out at school board meetings.
So
I'm
that's
amazed. I'm not surprised if me and my wife are on that list. Because we spoke out at quite a few school board meetings.
Oh, I'm surprised I'm not on that list either.
I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up on that list though.
Oh no, I have a sinking suspicion I am on that list. Yeah, because I think I've scared the administration a couple times at my kids' school because I didn't hold any fucking thing. I didn't hold shit back. And I've been asked not to come back. So well, I haven't also had a reason to go back either. So I said, as long as you do shit that gives me a reason not to return, then it's a win-win situation. I don't have to come back and threaten your soul, and you don't have to hear me threaten your soul.
But to everybody listening, here's something I'm going to say. This is my soapbox, my PSA. Even though I'm saying it, I'm not living it. If we want things to change in Washington, we need to change things more locally. Which means
definitely.
we need more conservatives running for local stuff. Your township, your city, school boards, all of that.
Oh, yeah. I thought about running myself eventually. When, I don't know. But we're going to find out hopefully this week if we have a speaker. If not, it'll be next week. So
before we get off this topic, though, you
Sure.
got to play the clip of Gates nominating.
give me a second here. I'll pop that up here. I don't know. So
I want you to play it because you can play full screen.
Jimmy, yeah, I can.
And it's so great.
Ooh, that doesn't. So I pulled this off of Twitter, and it does not look all that great if I stretch it out, but sure.
A contrast to what we have seen from this administration now. And so I rise to nominate Donald Trump for the position of Speaker of the House. And for all of the vitriol that we hear from the media and at times the left, there were great moments of bipartisanship under the Trump presidency. And the Democrat nominee for Speaker knows that well because he led valiantly on the efforts for criminal justice reform, and I was honored to join him. And I know no matter who's sitting in that speaker chair, we got a lot of work to do on that very issue. We a contrast to what we have seen from this administration.
So yeah, Matt Gaetz was on a soapbox, and he nominated Trump for the speaker. So I made that theory a year ago.
Yes, I know. On this show.
On the show. So the theory was, because constitutionally, by the Constitution, a person running for president can serve a total of 10 years. Okay? Constitutionally, he's only ran and served 4 years. If Trump were to, say, become Speaker of the House, serve out his last 2 years, and then come in as Speaker, but yet then impeach yet Biden and Harris for their actions, and it gets passed.
That would have worked if we got if we got the majority.
If we had the majority in the Senate, yes. That would have absolutely fucking worked. They would have been impeached and convicted in the Senate.
Removed. Yep.
And then the Speaker of the House would have taken over. So then Trump would have finished out his 2 years with as the Speaker now becoming president, and then rerunning in 2024 and doing his last 4 years. It was a theory. Never thought it would be pushed to possible, but no. I don't think it's ever gonna fucking happen.
No, but it's funny though, him getting nominated.
I already had a feeling Gates was gonna do it. It's just when he was gonna do it was the key thing. I thought Gates was gonna do it like
right away
on the first vote.
Yeah,
literally, I thought like opening vote. He was gonna get up there. I nominate Trump.
Could you imagine if Trump got nominated and won? The heads that would have exploded. Like there would have been blood shooting out of the Democrats' eyes.
Okay, so before anybody comes at us saying, "Oh, that can't happen," technically, yes, there is nothing in the Constitution stating the Speaker of the House must be a House representative.
Right.
I think we were making the joke right before we came on. It was like, yeah, because Trump would have made. I said, you know, it would have been worse fucking if they nominated Rand Paul from the Senate.
Yeah. That would have been
I was like-
that would have been awesome.
like,
Nominate a
Rand
senator.
Paul. Rand Paul is a senator, and then also
The speaker.
the speaker. Oh man, and he's from Kentucky, and he's probably the only Kentucky senator I actually appreciate. Fuck Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he's I want someone to. I hope for God someone takes that from him. Actually, I want Rand Paul to take that position from it, or Kennedy.
Kennedy would be another good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would want Kennedy to be House Speaker simply because of his age.
But Rand Paul, that would be, and he's young enough. He'd have enough energy. He has enough resources. I think that would be great. Can we? Is there a way to like email them right now and go like, "Hey, nominate Rand Paul"?
You could tweet Matt Gaetz. Hey, Matt Gaetz, fucking nominate Rand Paul. We're gonna make this shit funny. Nominate Rand Paul.
Right. That's right. Things are gonna get weird.
Things are gonna get weird. So being that said, since we were talking about it, we're gonna talk about the docket that was introduced today. Docket 22-380, which we talked about on the last show. So the Supreme Court is supposed to have spoken on this.
Yeah, heard the opening, and they should have received amicus briefs on this.
Yes. So they received 3 amicus briefs on this docket. So before anyone says this is not a real thing, this is from the SupremeCourt.gov site. So fuck it. This is Brunson versus Adams. I talked about this with some other people. We've noticed nobody has been talking about this case at all.
If it wasn't for you, I would have never even known it existed.
We made the joke, and it's sad to say, if this actually got put on. See, the ruling today was to put this actually on their docket. This was just to review, to like put on the docket for actual to hear testimony and everything.
Whether they're going to hear it, refer it back, whatever it is.
Yeah. So, but if it all is true, that may actually happen, because the Supreme Court actually helped these guys bypass federal court to get it here today, to be seen by them. So if that's the case,
remind people what this case is about.
So this case is about the federal election law. Let me bring up the actual election law. Give me a second here.
If you click on appendix, it'll bring up that one.
That one? Well, no. Well, that's just the background. I was going to bring up the actual Constitution law from I have here.
Oh, from the last episode?
Yeah. So this is what a lot of this is about. So the procedure and objections. So this, they are saying that the House of Representatives failed to hear all objections of
which
the
they did
of the 2020 election due to the riot. And we've made this comment before, and we asked why, and amazingly YouTube has not kicked us off the platform yet because we're questioning the 2020 election. Is that the fact that after what happened on January 6th when people stormed and they came back into session. They skipped all objections.
Yep. They
They
went straight to a
refused
vote.
to hear them, and they certified the election. So that is what this lawsuit is about. And before anyone goes, oh no, that's what they did, they're able to do that. No. So, under the 12th Amendment of the Constitution, all electoral counts and challenges must be dealt with in session before the
vote moves to the floor.
Before the vote moves to the floor, but also before the president can be certified as the actual president of the United States. That is the ultimate problem, because this happened. So if you read this right here, there's a nice little bulletin. Objections of the electoral colleges were recorded in 1969, 2005, and 2021. In cases the House and the Senate rejected all an objection of votes in question were counted. So this is not the first time. But the thing is, this is the first time where everybody saw it live, either online, in person.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. 2005, what would have caused that? Because that was Bush's second.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. You know, but we made the joke that if this made it all the way through, we'll never know about it because they'll probably start World War III. Because if a country's at wartime, you cannot remove a sitting president.
Right.
I know it sounds like a joke, but I understand that the Ukrainians and the Russians are at war. Are they really at war? Because, like, you would think with technology. I mean, when we were doing Iraq and Afghanistan, we saw clips almost every day of what was going on there. I really haven't seen much from this war. And yes, it makes me question it. Yes. Do I believe that Russia is trying to take some of Ukraine back and annex it from Ukraine?
Oh, they would take all
Absolutely.
of it. Absolutely. Yeah, they take the whole damn thing.
I think Russia's taken enough of what they can. Because they told Ukraine all them years ago, hey, you can be your own country. You just keep your rocket launchers. They have anti-air SAMs on the border, which are within a 15-minute drop from Moscow. So Russia was like, hey, you need to move those. So I learned that the other day. And I was like, well, I can understand why Russia told them to fucking move it, because you got SAMs that can launch rockets and missiles that could destroy our capital. So with that being said, I mean, I understand where they were coming from as slightly. Do I think it's right? No, but it also is none of my fucking business. It's not my fucking country. Right. Russia's not fucking around with us because Russia goddamn knows better. That was the thing. I will say this: when Trump was president, nobody fucked with us because you just didn't know what the guy was going to fucking do.
Right, exactly. You know the doddering old fool ain't going to do shit. In fact, he even told Russia, Oh, just take a little bit. We won't do anything. Trump, it's like the reason that Trump was able to call North Korea Kim Jong-un little rocket man was because what the fuck is he gonna do? If Trump woke up one day and said, you know what, I don't like the way that he looked at me, they were afraid he might nuke them or something. Because he was unpredictable, and that unpredictable worked out well for the world.
When he was negotiating peace talks with Al Qaeda to separate them so we can get out of Afghanistan. They were talking. There was a story out there where they talked to Trump. Trump was saying, "Yep, here's a picture of where you are right now of your house." He goes, "I know exactly where you are, and if you fuck with me, you're not going to be there anymore." And I'm like, yeah, that's a dude you just don't want to fuck with.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
what did Teddy Roosevelt call it speak softly, carry a big stick? Well, Trump unfortunately didn't speak softly. As Ben Shapiro puts it, he's a hammer in search of a nail. Sometimes he hits a nail, sometimes he hits a baby.
Yeah.
But but he definitely carried a big stick, and he wasn't afraid to go, hey, here's how it is. I will fuck you up if.
Again, I will always say I wish somebody took away his phone from him, because the 2 a.m. Twitter post did not help him at all.
I still don't think it's the 2 a.m. I think it's the 6 a.m. morning shit with his phone on the toilet.
I mean, either way, 2 a.m., 6 a.m., he's on the shitter with his fucking phone. So
right.
It's one of the things. So back to the Brunson case. So like I was saying, so this is basically saying that the federal government did not follow the protocols left in our Constitution to determine the next president. And if this goes through, I mean, this is a 50-50 shot, y'all. You just have to realize this. This will remove not only Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, it will remove Mike Pence. It will remove almost 380 members of our federal government.
Right, because they named damn near everybody.
Almost the entire 117th Congress. The 116th and 117th Congress. With the lack of understanding that they failed to do their constitutional duty. And it is chirped all the time that it is the democratic way. But my thing is, I keep telling everyone, we're not a Democrat. We're not Canada. We don't fucking sit in a parliament and yell at one another.
Right.
We're a constitution republic.
Although I still say we need to bring back fist fights in Congress. I would watch C-SPAN if that happened.
Dude, we were talking about that. We should have gone back to the old days and just fucking had a boxing match with the two candidates for the Republican Party. Last one standing wins.
I would be watching C-SPAN right now if McCarthy had to fight somebody to win it.
That would probably make C-SPAN's like ratings forever.
Oh, easy.
House floor. Mortal Kombat. Fight.
2023.
Yeah, no. That would be great.
Live on pay-per-view.
No, live on C-SPAN.
Live on C-SPAN. C-SPAN is now pay-per-view. That's how we balance our budget.
Right. Fucking
put an octagon in there.
Fucking ad pops up at your connection is cut off until you pay $59.95.
Yeah,
what?
They put a paywall on.
Wait, I got a paywall now? What the fuck? C-SPAN with a paywall. Hey, has anyone got this bootlegged yet? Streaming?
Yeah. Who's got it streaming on Twitch?
Right. Who's got it streaming on YouTube? No. Who paid the $60 for everybody else to watch?
Right.
God damn.
Oh my God. Do you remember back in the day of pay-per-view though? And having to get like a party together to watch a fight or to watch a WWE event?
Oh, yeah.
WWF at the time. Like I remember getting friends together and we had to rent a box from the cable company to hook up between the cable and the TV to be able to watch it.
My parents back in the 90s, when they first had the cable boxes, my parents got a hold of a bootlegged one.
Oh yeah,
to
those were
where
everywhere.
they already had access to all the pay-per-view channels, so you didn't have to pay for it. It just had access to it.
Right.
I'm like,
Because they all came scrambled. You just needed that box to unscramble them. And so God, I remember that. And then you get together and it's like, okay, this cost me $80, so everybody owes me $20 or 15 or whatever it is.
just break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Okay, you guys all owe me. And then there's always that one or two guys that are like, what? I didn't know. I'm like, really?
Right. So I mean that would be fucking genius to fucking turn it back into a fist fight. That'd be great. But
my money's on Jeff Jordan.
The
or
ultimate
Jim Jordan.
question, the ultimate question with Brunson versus Adam case is we have never done this. Has never happened in our federal government in the 200 plus years that the federal constitution has been enacted. So you all have to remember, us as a constitutional republic is the newest form of government, and it is still a test over all the other forms of government that are out there.
Yep.
So
it's the great experiment.
It is. That is the thing, is that the founding fathers put in ways to fix our problems. We just had to read it.
And that's the thing. Like the left always says, I'm moving to Canada, or if you don't like it, you can move. Well, where the fuck is a conservative going to move to? Like a Democrat, they've got the rest of the world. If you want more restrictions, shit, you can go anywhere. Where the fuck is a conservative or a libertarian going to go? The U.S. is the closest thing to the freest country.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It's not there, but it's the most free. Would I like
you
it
just
to
stay
be
out of certain states, like
certain
New
states,
York,
certain cities,
California, Austin, Texas. I mean, you go to Swampville in Louisiana, you go live in the swamp. That's you have to worry about pythons, anacondas, crocs, the true rednecks, alligator snapping turtles.
I gotta show you though.
Oh God!
The reason I found another reason to live in Texas, though, as if there wasn't enough. I have another
moving
reason.
to Texas now. What?
I want to move to Texas. Here's another reason. Are you ready?
Oh shit!
In the state of Texas, two people can just go mutual combat. We're gonna go out. We're gonna fist fight. I've seen this happen on 6th Street in Austin.
Yeah,
two guys call mutual combat, and there's a cop there, and they tell the cop, "Hey, this is mutual combat. We've agreed to it."
Cop's
and he's like, "Stay out of traffic."
I feel like if he watched my TikToks, he would have already known this. But yes, it's true. In the state of Texas, two parties can agree to fight, and it is not a crime as long as it remains a simple assault and doesn't become an aggravated assault.
So basically, you can't bring in weapons.
Oh, I'm bashing my knee into someone's fucking jaw.
Like, honestly, okay, you know what? You pissed me off. You said something to my girl. Mutual combat. Do you agree?
Have you
Like, I
ever
wanna
you
walk
you
around,
watch
like, slapping
you've
people
watched
with a glove.
Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the newest season yet?
No.
Okay, so
And I have Paramount. I just haven't watched it.
this is a scene that I'll just describe it. You'll know it when you see it. So Beth and Rip and everybody is at the bar drinking. And Beth is dancing on the floor and Rip is standing there. Girl comes up to Rip, talks and starts flirting with them, and he goes, hey, he asks her where her husband is. Oh, he's in California. She goes, where's your wife? I said, she's right there. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I said, oh no. And then the dumb bitch walks up to Beth and tells her, I'm taking your man home tonight. And wonders why she got a fucking beer bottle broken over her side of her face. I'm like,
Especially with Beth. Like, you don't do that.
it's just like, yeah, that fucking, as soon as I saw that, like that scene right there, I was like, Beth is going to jail. For aggravated assault or murder. One of the two things is happening.
I still love, I want to say it's in season 2 or season 3 when she goes into the shop and after she's all busted up and everything, and she goes into the shop and God, I can't even describe it. I'd have to show.
Is it the one where she saves her sister-in-law?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So a little recap on Yellowstone. So Beth's sister-in-law, the character, she is Native American. In Montana, Native Americans are kind of being racist too because they're, quote, thieves. She was in there trying something. The store owner accused her of stealing. The chick who is married to Beth's brother calls Beth and says, I need help. She walks in, locks the door, fucking blackmails the cops because of not following the law. They leave, and she fucking decides to humiliate the store owner right there in the middle. And the only reason why it didn't get any worse is because her sister-in-law asked her to stop. That was it.
Here it is.
There's the scene. Back to the Bronson. So hopefully we're going to find out in the next day or so, or probably hopefully early next week, hopefully by next show, where this case sits. If it makes it past the review docket. That's the question ultimately. But with that being said,
Let's move on to Tennessee.
Oh, yep. I was just going to get there. So Tennessee, the state of Tennessee passed one of the greatest laws I've ever heard of. And I think this should be nationwide.
Yeah.
I think this should be a nationwide law.
Let me bring up the video. We'll play.
Is there a video in it? Cool.
There's a news. So let me bring it up. There's going to be an ad beforehand, obviously. But come on, unmute.
So I almost have the ad almost done.
Oh, the ad just started for me. 11 seconds.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Go ahead and play it then.
So,
Oh, I got it done now.
too late.
So, all right. Go ahead. You have no sound.
Why do I not?
Oh, down in the lower right corner, there you go.
Will be required to pay the victim's children killed.
So let's go all the way to the beginning.
Kills a parent in an automobile accident, well, that drunk driver will be required to pay the victim's children child support.
I take care of my kid. I got 7 of them.
A burden, Jeremy Munchin says he would not want to fall solely on his wife if he was killed by a drunk driver.
Like, justice got to be served.
That is why Munchin agrees with Tennessee passing Ethan's, Haley's, and Bentley's law. Under this law, a person convicted of vehicular homicide or aggravated vehicular homicide due to intoxication will have to pay child support if the victim is a parent of a minor child. The guilty person would have to pay until the child is 18 and graduates from high school. A Missouri grandmother who lost her son's fiance, and grandson because of a drunk driver has been pushing for this law across the country.
And she ended up taking custody of all of their children. And so she talks a lot about how, grandparents, their children are already raised. They don't expect this expense.
Alex Oddie is a regional director at Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Their goal, to end impaired driving.
We want people to understand that you will be held accountable for this decision. But not only that, but the decision to do so affects so many lives.
Tennessee is the first and only state to pass this law. So what if the person is incarcerated and they can't play? Well, we'll get into the weeds of that at 6. Back to you.
That is Fox 13's Dominique Dillon live in Memphis tonight. Thank you, Dominique.
Okay. So basically, if in Tennessee, if you're drunk driving, you get into an accident, you kill the person, and they're a parent, you have to pay child support to the living parent or the person, if it's both parents, who is responsible for taking care of them.
Yes, I think that would really make people think about what they do before they.
Well, yeah, because it's not just a simple, I got into an accident. This is a horrible thing. I'm sure people that do that get, have that on their conscience and everything. But this is a part of the restitution that not only did you take this child's parents away, but now you're partially responsible for the well-being of that child because you took away their security. So I can't think of a reason not to have this. I think it's a good one.
I think it's a great idea. I'm glad. I think this needs to be passed along to other states, many states, all the states. Just think about it. How many people are on the road? Think about all the times you have an accident. If you have one, now there's definitely more of a consequence if you are impaired.
Well, if you're impaired,
definitely.
Driving, in my opinion, is no different than walking around and shooting a gun randomly and hoping you don't hit somebody. That's true. To me, that's the difference. I mean, obviously, collisions and accidents happen for many reasons. Road conditions, bad reaction, made a bad decision, something runs out in front of you, or, there's a lot. But when it comes to drunk driving, impaired driving, that is that's something you specifically contributed to. Now I do think there's, just like regular drunk driving and stuff, there should be limits on, are you, legally drunk, with this, if you get into an accident and you have a 0.06, well, you're not legally drunk, and most people don't even feel the effects of 0.06. So, they need to take something like that into account. But I work nights. I ran into a lot of drunk drivers that blew well above 0.6, and every one of them has told me I'm fine to drive. I drive like this all the time. I know my limits. You don't.
It's not the point. So, that's Tennessee's new law. We're gonna keep an eye on that. Hopefully it deters people.
Yes. You're never going to stop it. It's one of those things in life. You're never going to stop it. Even if it doesn't deter people, at least there's something for the family, that they're not just out in the cold. The kids are sent to foster care, or they're sent, in this case, like she said, sent to their grandparents, and their grandparents are on a fixed income and not expecting this extra expense. And anybody that's a parent knows having a kid is a huge extra expense.
No, I mean, so last but not least, Biden's going to the border.
Biden to the border.
Hold on, I talk about this. Hold on, I gotta find something real quick.
Okay.
I just gotta pull it up.
Okay, so Joe Biden will visit the southern border of El Paso, Texas on Sunday. So today is Friday the 6th, so that would be Sunday the 8th, to meet with local officials and address enforcement operations at the U.S.-Mexico border. The details come as the administration announced new border enforcement measures related to the anticipated lifting of Title 42. Anybody that knows about Title 42 and us lifting that, Title 42 was kind of the stay in Mexico thing. Well, now without that, there's nothing to send them back to Mexico to say all they have to do is say, I want asylum. Now, it should be going through a border point, but that's not how it's been enforced. It's basically been a free-for-all. Somebody gets caught, and all they have to say is, I want asylum. Now, with the lifting, they're actually expecting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of more illegal immigrants crossing the border. But what makes this even funnier, Kamala Harris is the quote-unquote border czar. And I really hate that we use the word czar in the U.S. But Kamala Harris is the border czar, and she has yet to visit the border. So, that's the thing. So let me, you want me to play this TikTok? Oh, are you there? You're not, no sound is coming from you. You're muted.
Yeah, if I forget to unmute myself, that'd be fucking fantastic. So,
do you want me to play that?
Yeah, I got it. I got him. Hold on.
Okay.
Trying to fucking, it would stop playing before I could fucking get it up here. So, the favorite Harry from typical Democrat. I don't know how.
This guy is a fucking idiot, by the way.
So,
I'll never understand how Republicans claim that President Biden is for open borders when that's just not true. Literally today, Biden said, do not show up at the border, stay where you are and apply legally from there. And on top of this, his policy backs this as well. The spending bill he just signed into law included $25 billion for border security. The border is not open. Biden supports border security. He does not support people coming here unlawfully. And any Republican that tells you otherwise is just not being honest.
I'm sorry. I cannot take this guy seriously.
Oh, and this is about illegal immigration.
President Biden took some massive action to further secure our southern border and make the immigration process more efficient. Biden has announced new actions to limit illegal immigration, expand legal pathways to enter the U.S., and increase border security. This action also requires immigrants from certain countries to apply legally before entering the United States. I think both Democrats and Republicans can agree that this is a massive win, but I'm curious to hear what you folks think about it all. President Biden took
Does he just read headlines?
No. No. He is a typical Democrat. He is honestly being fed. He has to be. So, because at the beginning of the year, Biden said, "Hey, I'm getting rid of Title 42."
Right. Like he said it, not, oh, the courts are making me, like Karine Jean-Pierre is claiming.
So they're trying to bring all these people here where we have no room for them. We don't have room for all the people that we are not financially able to support all this illegal immigration.
Right.
The country's already $31 trillion in debt, and we're giving money to Ukraine. We need to turn that money back to the United States.
And not only that, the people that are coming across, it's not just people seeking asylum or people that want to come and live in the U.S. Yes, that's some of them. That's a lot of them. There's also drug trafficking. There's human trafficking. There's cartels that are basically walking back and forth. There's a lot that goes on with this, including the coyotes that smuggle people in and basically they charge thousands upon thousands of dollars for these people to get from Venezuela or something into the US. And they need to be shut down because they're taking advantage of this. Biden is soft. This kid can read all of the leftist headlines that claim that Biden is not soft on immigration. He is. All right. Just getting rid of Title 42 and not replacing it is, okay, here's the thing. Trump wanted basically Title 42 long before COVID hit. He was trying to get that. It just so happened that COVID gave him the vehicle to be able to basically do that because that's the right thing to do. The way that asylum is supposed to work is you don't cross Mexico into the United States all the way up to Canada and say, I want asylum in Canada. No, you're supposed to seek asylum at the nearest border, which would have been Mexico. Mexicans can seek asylum in the U.S., but again, they have to do it legally. The people, what's happening because of his policies is people are basically just coming across. They're getting caught. They're getting rounded up. We have had more illegal crossings under Biden than in 1 year than we have in any previous year ever. Not even close. And it's not because he's hard on immigration. It's not because these people are getting picked up and deported back. It's because he's soft on immigration. It's because he's basically telling everybody, just come to the United States, say the word asylum, and you get to stay with your family. We'll even pay your expenses and give you a phone.
Just pick it up. Yeah,
right.
They don't fucking do that shit. So that's my question is the vice president going to go with him so she can say she went to the border?
I don't know. It's kind of been a running meme because she's the quote unquote border czar that has never actually looked at the border. And if she did, I can see her pulling an AOC and standing at a fence pretending to cry. A random fence at a Walmart pretending to cry. I don't know if it was Walmart or where it was, but it was just a random fence.
Yeah,
like look at this chain link fence. This is the detention center. This is the wall. It's a fucking chain link fence. I have it around people have it around their yards. You could have literally been standing in your backyard making that.
Yes.
But then you have senators that have gone to the border. You have congressmen.
I love the one that Cruz did that one day. He just said, look, I'm in the U.S. Look, I'm in Mexico. Look, I'm in the U.S. Look, I'm in Mexico.
Right.
Like the big giant gap between one section of the wall and another section of the wall. And he's just hopping back and forth. He goes, look, it's that easy. I'm like, God damn.
Right. You know, and then everyone goes, well, we don't have a big giant wall between Canada because nobody fucking wants to go into Canada.
We are Canada's wall.
Right.
The United States is Canada's wall. Canada doesn't need a wall. They got the United States.
So, yeah, exactly.
It was like we were talking. It's like, okay, so Mexico actually has a wall at the end of their southern border.
Yeah.
Okay. So and the thing is, they're just getting IDs and then they're being kicked through because that's what they're allowing, right?
I think it's because they say we're going to the U.S.
Yep. And also, they can't stay in Mexico. They have to keep going.
Right.
So that's the whole culture of it, and all, which fucking dumb. But no one wants to go to fucking Canada because it's too fucking cold, and Canada people are fucking dumb. I'm sorry. We watched some of their parliament on this show, and they sit there. They are just as bad as our Democrats and our liberals, I swear to God, but it is just as dense. And there is just nothing getting through it. And then they just deadlock. And it's like,
or they pass bullshit things like, hey, we're going to outlaw all the guns.
Yeah. We're going to take all your guns. We're going to pull in Australia and just take all your guns.
Right.
You know damn well the citizens of Australia are like kicking themselves for that fucking move.
I read on Twitter, and a lot of them there's still a lot of fucking Australians that are like so anti-gun. It's like, you're 20 years old. You don't even know what a fucking gun looks like. You've never held one in your life. I remember Killa years ago. That was his one wish, was to come to the United States so that I could take him out shooting.
Yeah. Was it before me and my wife got married? Him and his brother Simon offered to put up the bond to get me to move to Australia. I was like, this is going to be cool. And then I was doing my research, and I said, Killa, I will die in a day.
Yeah, that's what I told him too. I'm like, here's the thing. Okay, for those that don't know, Killa is a friend of ours that passed away from Australia.
God bless him.
Yes, he was so. I think he's even in Urban Dictionary still as pulling a Wilbur.
Pulling a Wilbur, probably.
Where you call up a podcast and pretend to be the Australian podcaster Killa Wilbur.
Yeah.
But his real name is Graham, by the way. I don't know who gave him the name Killa Wilbur, or if he gave it to himself.
He got it. He actually named himself that because that was back in the Awful Show days.
Oh, okay.
What shit? 2006. Holy shit. I fucking feel old now because I was there. But But that was just such a long. It was just he was just one of those people that were like carefree.
Oh yeah, and he was
Dude
so fun
fell
to
down
listen-
more flights of stairs in his life. I swear to
know.
fucking God.
And he worked at a coffin factory. So
For
he would send
years.
us pictures of coffins that he'd make. And I'm like, this is cool. But at the same, and we're not talking like caskets. So in the US, we don't use coffins much anymore. We use caskets where you pay tens, if not more, thousands of dollars to put somebody in that's metal and hermetically sealed. And then they put you in the ground, and I think they even fill it in with concrete or something to make sure that nothing leaks and all that stuff. In Australia, they're like, nope, we're still putting you in a wooden box.
Pine box. Yep.
We're gonna put some velvet in the bottom to
Actually,
make it look nice.
what we found out when Graham passed away, he was the owner of the facility that Graham worked at.
Was he really?
Put in his very last box he made. So Graham
I did not
was
know
laid to
that.
rest in his very last casket that he made.
I did not know that. Wow.
That's what Simon told me. I was like, that's irony.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
goes, wasn't
Wow.
it?
But yeah, it was the same thing though. He would tell me, he's like, you need to come down and come out to Australia. I'll take you out to Sydney. We'll go to the outback. I'll take you into the bush. And I'm like, okay, Sydney. He's like, well, prostitution's legal. And I'm like, okay, that's one positive that I might. But you have spiders that crawl into your shoe. And if you put your foot in there, they will kill you.
They have spiders that during like natural like windstorms, they make silk blankets on the ground where there's like 1 million of them under.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, yeah, my dumbass would step in that by accident.
And they have kangaroos that are basically roided up attack dogs.
Koala bears that like to drop
bear.
and throw, and the thing is they're full of chlamydia, so you're going to get an STD.
So you get an STD from them, which is funny because every time I see a picture of a friend that goes, they go and they're holding koalas, and I just want to go, you've got an STD.
You've got an STD. You've got an STD.
You've got an STD. Yeah. So
I know
that's exactly what and I'm like, and you do know that you have like 5 of the 10 most venomous snakes, not to mention crocodiles.
Yeah.
And big giant ass sharks.
So was it? He used to tell me him and his brother used to catch funnel web spiders.
Yeah.
And I was like,
those are the ones I told you that will bite you on the foot.
Oh, no.
They go
I know. He catches them and then takes them to the hospital to be devenomized so they can make anti-venom. And I'm like, hey, that's great. But
I know.
what if you miss? He goes, well, you don't. I said, oh, no. You can't just say you don't miss. What if you miss? He goes, you can't. I said, well, then I can't fucking go with you. He goes,
yeah.
Why? He goes, if there's no backup plan to the plan, I am not coming.
Do you carry a vial of that anti-venom that you can just jab yourself in the leg like an EpiPen?
Right.
You know?
And then I used to ask him all the time. It's like, I said, how annoying does it have to be? Foster's Australian for beer. He goes, I fucking hate that commercial. I hate that goddamn commercial. I think that's That is so wrong of you all.
Whenever he came onto the Creeper cast, I always played that commercial too. And then I'd be like, Foster's. We've got Killawillaba and we got Foster's. It's Australian for beer. And I'd hold up a Foster's can.
And he'd be pissed.
He'd laugh. He'd be pissed. And
he'd laugh. He'd be grouchy about it all damn day. But
he did tell me one of his dreams was to come to the U.S. because so he said they're allowed to have guns technically, but they have to be a member of a sporting club. The gun has to stay in a safe at the sporting club. You have to sign out your own gun, use it only at the range, and then sign it back in after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. So
I'm like, you don't own the gun. You're like renting it. Even though you may have bought it, you're still renting it.
Correct.
Like if it's not in my possession that I can have at my house or I have access to it whenever I want, I don't own it. So he wanted to come to the US so that I could just take him out and we could shoot pistols, we could shoot ARs, we could shoot shotguns, I could take him out skeet shooting, I could do all of that. And he wanted to try hunting. Which I'm assuming they can still hunt there, can't they?
No, I don't know.
Like in the outback, they have to be able to have guns to hunt or something. Maybe it's
probably
only in Queensland or something that they can't, or I don't know.
I don't know how their laws work.
But he couldn't.
So I did find the vote count finally. I finally found the vote counter back for McCarthy. So we're gonna sidetrack back to this real quick because I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I couldn't find my link. So 13 votes.
So he went from 203 on the first vote, 203 on the second vote, 202 on the third, 201 on the fourth. And he's getting beat by Jeffries in every one of them. Jeffries 212, 212, 212.
Yeah, 212, 212. The Democratic Party fucking showed up for their side. Yes.
Oh, one of them, they on the 12th vote, they had 211.
The person that didn't vote wasn't there. They went to the bathroom. By the time they came back, they missed the second roll call.
201, 200, 200. Then on the 12th and 13th, he jumped up to 213 and 214.
Yep, that's when the defectors from the Freedom Caucus started voting for McCarthy.
Because they're
that's
looking
why
at
you see
Jeffries
the other
going, holy shit.
That's why if you look in the other, it's like 19, 19, 20 from the third vote all the way to the 11th. And then it went to 7 and then to 6.
But you notice 212, it is literally every single Democrat.
Oh yeah, it's every single Democrat.
Democrats are so lockstep.
Yep, nope, they fall in line. They are very much the fall in line. So it is an interesting thing. But so I'm assuming we have videos to play for fun
videos. You want fun videos or you want?
I don't care. That is a you problem.
Okay, that is a me problem. So let me play this one while I load up some other ones. Again, dumb Democrats.
Should have open borders.
I do.
Why do you think that?
Because this land is not our land, friend. We took it from others, and others will take it from us. And
Should we give it back to the Native Americans?
There's a longer conversation we can have about my opinion about the Native Americans, and I think what happened to them was extremely tragic, and that is also a form of terrorism. Yes, I think that the land belongs to the natives.
We should give it back to them.
Absolutely.
So we should leave.
Yeah.
When are we flying out?
Right now.
Okay, cool.
Where the fuck is she gonna go?
Back to Europe? I don't know.
Like, my ancestors are from like 10 different countries. So, like, which country do I need to?
What's sad is I did a family tree thing back in high school. I separated myself in 4 different countries: Poland, Hungary, France, and Italy.
Well,
and it's not like Italy the boot. I'm the island off of Italy. I'm from Sicily.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're Sicilian.
I'm Sicilian. I'm like, I'm going to Sicily. I'm going to fucking Sicily. I'm claiming my goddamn birthright. That's it.
Yeah, I'm Polish, Hungarian, French, English.
My grandmother, who was Polish, she's
Belgium,
100% Polish. She was actually an Olympic swimmer during the World War II Olympics.
Okay, you ready for some irony? We'll have to explain this to people after we watch this, because there's no real like audio to it.
Tip.
You know what she's trying to spell, right?
No, I have no fucking clue what she's trying to.
Okay, so the letters is UDTSIP. And she's trying to put them up to make a word. Like, STUPID.
Stupid.
And she is so stupid, she cannot spell the word stupid.
That's awesome.
So this person,
as I sat there and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, the fuck? Where is she trying to fucking spell?
Like, I would not be able to. It just
wasn't clicking. I was like, that doesn't make.
I would not be able to sit behind her and watch that without like bursting out laughing.
Oh, I would too.
TID. DUT.
The thing is, the S is lit up already. It says the first letter.
Right.
Dipshit.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't sit behind her without fucking making the remark.
This is a guy reading really funny pictures and signs and stuff.
Winter coming. Just breath. Through your I am truth. Ride Grandpa forever.
Wait. Ride Grandpa forever? Was that Grandma that put that on there? Was that
God,
on,
I hope
was
so.
that on Grandma?
God, I hope it was, because then that would make a whole lot more sense.
That was a tattoo somebody had. These are all tattoos, by the way.
Hopanis Ramtik. With owl pain, you have no how to live. Stress more, love less. My mom is my angle.
Yeah, I saw that one. Tattoo artists can't
you
fucking spell.
Only life.
Okay, I got it. Before we go further,
only life once.
When I was younger, do you know what a conservation officer is?
Unfortunately.
Okay, so conservation officer, for those that don't know, are like game wardens. They're policemen that enforce hunting and fishing and stuff like that laws. Well, one of the conservation officers comes in. He's so proud because he got the conservation officer logo tattooed on his calf. And I'm reading that, and I'm thinking I'm reading it wrong. And my mom looks at it because she works for the DNR, and she's looking at it, and we're trying to think. We're both thinking we're reading it wrong. It said conversation officer.
That's awesome.
So,
sir, do you know why we're talking to you?
I'm
yeah. Why are we talking? Why? Because I'm the conversation officer.
Belief in God.
I'm belief in God. Oh. Okay. Next.
These are a few things that we all did as kids. If you did any of these as a kid, please drop a like on this video. Anyway.
Probably won't.
Number 1, we have fake taking a shower. You know what I'm talking about. As a kid, for some reason, when our mom or dad told us,
look, Josh, you got to go upstairs and take a shower, okay?
In our head, that means I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to turn on the shower, and I'm just going to walk around the bathroom and do nothing.
My son still does that. I have caught him doing that.
No,
He'll turn
no,
on
my
the shower
kids-
and then sit on the toilet, play on his phone, and then come out, 15 minutes later and go, okay, I'm done. I'm like, you're dry.
Nope. Yeah. No. We've figured my kid out on that one.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that.
I don't understand it. So,
what the fuck were we thinking as kids? Like the effort we would go through to fake taking a shower, we might as well have taken the fucking shower, man. I swear, as a kid, we were all stupid. We would rather not take a shower and just sit in the bathroom dirty. Why? Tell me you didn't do this as a kid. Exactly, you can't because you did. We all did. Number 2, pretending to be asleep when it was past your bedtime.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
As a kid. We used to be obsessed with tricking our parents. They always fucking knew though, man. They always knew. You'd be caught staying up late playing video games and your mum would come in and you'd be like, just dead. We thought we were slick or some shit. I promise you, your parents knew. They knew that you were faking. Yep. It's obvious.
Yep.
You can't just be playing a video game and they open the door and you just die on your chair. You're awake, bruv. And last but definitely not least, at number 3,
I've done this.
Am I the only person that as a kid, I would stand still and spin in a fucking circle until my brain says, yeah, relax, my guy. I'm having a fucking seizure. I would spin in a circle to the point where I'm nauseous. I'm like, whoa. Everyone else did this as a kid, right? I'm the only one? I'm weird? Okay, fuck me then.
It was like taking a drug as a kid, spinning in a circle. You're like, oh, I'm drunk. I can't see straight. And yeah, I did that. I used to do that. We used to do this thing that kind of scares me that we used to do it, where we would choke ourselves and cut off our carotid arteries with our own hands and fall backwards into the bed when we passed out. Make that make sense to you.
No. Next.
All right. Next. Let's see here. Make sure the volume is down a little bit.
Dumbest Deaths, Part 80. In 1997, Eric Garcia was an average fast food worker, but that would all change. See, Eric decided to use a homemade bungee cord system to jump off a bridge. Although the homemade bungee system might seem stupid, this isn't actually what killed him. It was that he didn't account for the stretch, meaning Eric was jumping a 70-foot jump with 70 foot worth of bungee cord. Obviously, this jump unalived him instantly.
And now you know. I'm seeing the wheels trying to turn in Ryan's head. Wait. He made a bungee cord.
No, I fucking heard that correctly. You're as in the words of Eric Foreman or Red Foreman, you're a fucking dumbass. Oh my god.
There's more.
Yep. Nope. I don't live there anymore. The snake does, and we're just gonna burn it down.
That's exactly what I thought. That house is no longer
nope. I don't live there anymore. The snake does. But I'm going to burn down that house just because the snake's in it.
Right? So for those that aren't watching, they're pulling out. That thing has to be, what, an anaconda? That thing is mammoth.
Huge. Yeah, fuck that anaconda.
Like, they have,
and
like,
it's fighting. It's like 3 people trying to pull this damn fat thing out.
Right. What the hell is he going to do? Is he going to climb up there and try to wrestle that thing?
Yeah, so it can turn around and fucking wrap you up and then get fatter. I think that's how it got fat in the first place. It ate it, fucking people trying to get it out.
Oh my God. And it's getting up there. It's getting away. And it's gone. It's in the building.
Yeah, yep.
Somebody get the gasoline. Like, yeah. At this point, okay, so they're still trying to get it. Now they're trying to figure out who's going in to get it, I think. I don't understand what they're saying, but I can only assume it's your turn to go in. They're going to play Rochambeau and figure out who's climbing in after the snake.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
That takes us back to, I don't want to live in places where things want to kill me. Where nature wants, like, I'll live in Michigan where the weather wants to kill me and freeze me to death, but nothing else. Like, there's no giant snakes trying to kill me.
Yeah. No.
There's no poisonous snakes trying to kill me. We have supposedly a rattlesnake in Michigan. I've never seen it in the wild.
It fucking lasts long. Here's an image for you.
Oh.
Hey, look at it. Both our shared screens are up.
Wow, we can do that now?
I guess. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Things you'll learn on Fire Talk Radio.
That's right. All right, ready? This girl is stupid.
Do you know you could be a window cleaner or a car salesman, have no
Well,
qualifications,
not this
and
girl,
just
the
waltz
person
right into a
writing
police
the
department?
And I'm going to add to this a little bit because I've known cops that have had degrees and suck at their job. I know a cop that he can tell you every statute of every crime ever in any of the main books. However, assault could happen directly in front of his face and he would not have a clue what just happened.
Absolutely.
I have worked with them. And you know what? They become lieutenants and captains because they don't fucking know how to deal with real shit on the street, but they know how to pass a test.
He could not de-escalate a situation to save his life. Most people that spoke to him wanted to punch him in the face.
Yep.
So just because somebody has a degree in something doesn't mean they're going to be good at that something. It's a sheet of paper that says they met the qualifications for that particular school, college, trade school, university, whatever. It doesn't actually mean they're proficient in doing the job. Degrees are good. Yeah. It doesn't mean they're good at it.
Absolutely.
Nope. I know a lot of people with degrees that suck at their job. All right. And the last one, I think we're going back to the guy reading signs again. Let me turn this down because this guy is loud too.
If door doesn't close properly, giggle the doorknob. Thanks. You, lady, will push this button before leaving. Toilet. One place. One
dream. Yes.
Don't forget to carry your thing. Please don't be edible. Flesh juice. Please do not empty your dog here. Do not. Animals.
Do not.
Fallow detour. Live bait liquor. I guess you would have to get them a little drunk to get on that hook.
That is something I am yet to see on Moonshiners, and I'm watching every episode. The live bait moonshine. Oh, that was it. Okay. So that was our show.
That was our show.
All right. Hit the contact button and the music. Yes or no? I'm hitting
Hit the music.
This is Fire Talk Radio Podcast, and you can check us out on firetalkradio.com. You can email us at firetalknetwork@gmail.com. You can send us a voicemail at 814-380-9820. You can always check us out live on YouTube and Rumble. Hit the like and subscribe button to find out when we go live, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting and streaming platform.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
Oh, that's the intro. I want this one.
We can only count to 4. 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 Numbers. Lots of numbers.
All right. Well,
see you guys.
That was the end of this show. Well, let's see if C-SPAN's fucking going at it,